Germany is welcoming with open arms trains packed with Syrian and Iraqi refugees today, and police are escorting them to places of safety, while Hungary is doing the polar opposite. Confusion reigns at Budapest station, where refugees are now stranded because authorities won't let them travel any further. I just spoke to Aydan Özöz, Germany's Commissioner for Immigration, Refugees and Integration. Speaking to me from Berlin, she said that Europe had a duty to help, and moreover, it could help. Commissioner Özöz, welcome to the program.
Ich danke Ihnen sehr.
I would like to thank you.
Commissioner, we have all been watching the video and seeing how Chancellor Merkel is being viewed as something of a hero around Europe and in the Middle East for agreeing to take so many refugees. But how long can Germany continue to have such an open heart and a welcome mat down?
Germany cannot take in the refugees on its own.
Darum gehen, dass wir in Europa
We need to
kommen. Wir haben
find a European policy, and we need to come up with a common European asylum policy.
Aber wenn wir es schaffen, dass jedes europäische
If we are able
Möglichkeit
to manage that every European country can take in refugees according to its abilities, then we can help very many people.
What, though, do you hope to be able to achieve to make that happen? We're sitting here in Great Britain, which only takes 4% compared to Germany's 40%. What is it going to take to get Europe to share the burden fairly? Do you have any hope?
We are a bit sad that the United Kingdom is not sharing the same mood as in Germany when it comes to refugees. Germans are horrified by these pictures about the refugee crisis, and they say, we want to help the people who are really in need and who are running for their lives from war zones. We know that most of these refugees don't want to flee their countries, but they are forced to do so. And many of the refugees have actually stayed near their home countries. There are far more refugees in Jordan or Lebanon, for example, than here in Europe.
You say that Germans are horrified. You yourself and your family came over more than 50 years ago to Germany. What must it be like for Germany to be watching these eerie scenes of these huge numbers of migrants who are crawling under barbed wire, scenes that we haven't seen of people actually fleeing your own country, Germany, during the Second World War?
Wir erleben in Deutschland im Moment
in Germany, we are experiencing
Bereitschaft, wie wir sie bisher nie erlebt
a great willingness to help people.
Dass in Deutschland so hohe Flüchtlingszahlen
The last time there were such high refugees numbers in Germany was at the beginning of the 1990s, when there was war in the former Yugoslavia. Since then, there were few refugees, and we have actually decreased the number of asylum seeker shelters. So we have to now build up these shelters again. But many older German people tell me that they are reminded of the fact that they were once refugees themselves after World War II.
Die Deutsche waren und dennoch nicht immer freundlich aufgenommen worden.
And some of these refugees were even Germans, but they were not always welcomed. And they can remember this. And this is why we see this high level of solidarity in Germany.
Commissioner, isn't it true that no matter what Europe decides, no matter how generous Germany is, these people are going to still keep coming as long as, for instance, the Syria war is continuing? And your leadership doesn't look to be at all willing to intervene to stop the Syria war. Don't you also have a responsibility?
The only thing we can do to stop people coming is that there is peace in their countries. But this is not something that we can achieve. And of course, this is difficult for Europe and even for the USA. So this is not a simple task to achieve. But we need to see that the people who come to us for help do not have to put themselves in danger.
Natürlich bekommt ihr bei uns Sicherheit und Zuflucht, wenn
Many countries have to say that we will help you if you come to us. But of course, we are hoping that peace will return to these regions.
Commissioner, Germany is being generous. What would you say to the British leaders who are not, who are deporting people? What would you say to the Hungarian leaders who are erecting barbed wire fences and watching people, crawl under them like animals? What would you say?
Europe's common values will not be strengthened if we build fences and walls within Europe or around Europe.
Ein Zaun plötzlich mitten auf einer Strecke ja auch zu Ende ist.
And it is absurd that a fence suddenly ends.
Populismus sein soll.
We ask ourselves, is this populism? It is a fact that in many countries, the governments have to see how much this influx of refugees strengthens the extreme right. In many countries, the extreme right is on the street and protesting. So we have to come together. And we have to show that we will defend these core values and beliefs and that we will help refugees and that we are not overwhelmed. Yes, we are challenged. There is a lot to do, but we can overcome this. We are living in very rich countries here in Europe.
Wie viel die Menschen bereit sind abzugeben.
You will be surprised to see how many people are willing to help and to assist these refugees, to help these people from Syria, Afghanistan, or Iraq. There is a very positive mood in this country, but we have to strengthen this. And we have to support this.
Aydan Uzuz, the German Immigration and Refugee Commissioner, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.